Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, it's Thursday, and you know what that means. It's time for the TNA Event Center report. And now here's the man to give you all the total non-stop action and impactful report, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977, episode 2282 of the show. How's it going, everybody? And this is the TNA Event Center report, wrestling report for May the 29th, 2025, 10:50 p.m. First and foremost, I want to send out congratulations to Demi Lovato. She recently got married. I did not know that she was engaged and everything else, and she recently got married, so congratulations to her. So, she was an actress, a pop star, and everything else. I know she had a lot of controversy, but she finally decided to finally settle down. Hey, good for Demi Lovato. And she went through a lot in her life, but she finally settled down with the right guy in her life, and finally found the guy that makes her happy. So congratulations to Demi Lovato. Congratulations. Little golf clap. All right, enough of that. Okay. All right, enough of that. All right, we're going to talk about the fallout from Battleground Part 2. The reason why is because the TNA World Title, for the first time in history, that a TNA World Title was on the line in a WWE PLE and was main event of PLE. But first of all, there was a four-way tag team matchup, and the winning team will face the Nemesis against all odds for the tag team titles. It was the Rascals versus First Class versus the System. Now, it was supposed to be the Aztec Warriors, but Octagon Jr. was attacked by the System and was not medically cleared to compete. So, Laredo Kid said, okay, I'll do this by myself. And he volunteered. But in the end, the Rascals ended up winning that matchup. In the System, that would be Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards. I would have, if I was commissioner, if I was general manager of TNA instead of that idiot Sheriff Robert Stone, I would have said, I would have helped out Santino and said, you know what, we should ban the System and put another tag team in that matchup. So, but First Class decided to argue in the middle of the match, but then they tried the old New Age Outlaws trick to make the pin. So, to make the pin, those three teams knew what they were up to, so to speak. Gabby LaSpizza, the lovely Gabby LaSpizza, interviewed the Nemesis after the Rascals winning the matchup, and he basically said that they're not us. So, and Mike Santana backstage attacked AJ Francis, and looks like Mike Hudson has some unfinished business, and Mike Santana has some unfinished business with AJ Francis. Meanwhile, two lovely ladies from the UK, Harley Hudson and Myla Grace, decided to make their addressing being part of the TNA Knockouts roster. But then the personal concierge for the Elegance brand, George Iceman, interrupts them, asking them, "Where's Ash? Where's everybody?" And Zaya Brookside was all upset they're not here, but you just interrupted the interview. And it looks like Harley Hudson and Myla Grace do not appreciate that. Well, grudge match one-on-one. Raj Singh and Mustafa Ali went one-on-one. Ali won the matchup, but then the Great Hand started attacking Raj Singh along with Ali. It looks like Tasha Steelz may have second thoughts about what happened. And Mustafa Ali kind of grabbed her and yelling at her and all that. I don't know what's up with Mustafa Ali. I don't know what's up. Mustafa Ali's been acting like a total whack job as of late. And then Ariana Grace talked to Santino Marella, says, I let you down and all that. Don't worry about it. And I was going to see what. And Jimmy Corderas came in and dropped by, longtime friend of Santino, to excuse me. Sorry about that. Longtime friend of Santino Marella was talking about, asking Jimmy Corderas referees a special matchup father and daughter for the first time in TNA history that a father and daughter tag team has joined forces. So there is that. Then George Iceman introduced Ash by Elegance as Ash by Elegance went one-on-one with Lei Ying Lee, and I think this was the matchup that Robert Stone talked about. Lei Ying Lee did win the matchup though. Then Monster Slam Bitch came out after the matchup, and then she issued a challenge: the TNA Knockouts World Title on the line and against all odds. And Lei Ying Lee shook the hand of Monster Slam Bitch, accepted the challenge. The question is, will Lei Ying Lee, will she make history by becoming the first Chinese Knockouts champion in TNA history? I'm hoping that could be the case. And I know, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be a heck of a doozy, that's for sure. Heck of a matchup. You know, you got Monster Slam Bitch, a hard-hitting woman, and you got Lei Ying Lee, deadly in the martial arts, and she's been working very hard. So I'm hoping that she's got this opportunity and does not waste it for sure. Trick Williams addresses being TNA World Champion, but she says he's not going to show up at the arena because he doesn't never. All his demands have never been met. Well, guys, that's going to tick a lot of people off. So then Mance Warner went one-on-one with Bryce Hansen, and this was a squash match, and Mance Warner winning the matchup. And Steph DeLander addresses the TNA International title. She says that Mance Warner will be the next TNA International champion. Then Rosemary addresses Xia Brookside. It seems like she's challenged Xia Brookside to a Monsters Ball match, Click Doomsday, possibly against all odds. That'll be an interesting situation. Now in the now the mixed tag match, Santino Morel teams up with his lovely daughter, Ariana Grace, to take on Robert Stone and Tessa Blanchard, but Tessa Blanchard was unable to compete because during the match against Ariana Grace, she suffered an injury that would cause her not to speak, and Victoria Crawford will be replacing Tessa Blanchard in the matchup. But Robert Stone, being the annoying little brat that he is, because he's a brat with a small you-know-what, has come up with 3 rules. One is this match will not go longer than 10 minutes. Are you freaking kidding me with that crap? And what are you saying, Robert Stone? You're not conditioned enough to go more than 10 minutes? Maybe you should learn how to go more than 10. Maybe you should learn how to go more than 10 minutes in the bedroom, Stone. And then the Cobra is banned from ringside, which I can understand. I mean, it can be annoying that move. You know, you bust that reptile out, I'm taking your job. And then Alicia Edwards is a special guest enforcer in the matchup. And then during the matchup, though, Robert Stone shoved Jimmy Corderas right into Santino. Corderas was knocked out, and then Robert Stone Victoria Crawford took advantage as Alicia Edwards probably made a fast 3 count and ended up having the team of Stone and Crawford win the matchup. And I think if I was TNA general manager, I said that's not how it's going to go down. You see, I saw what you did, and it was not cool. I know what you're trying to do. We're going to do this right. And I'm going to be the one to be calling the shots in the matchup. And if you have a problem with that, Stone, I can easily talk to Ava about firing your butt. You see, Robert Stone, oh my gosh, all he does is whine and complain. You know, let me tell you something. He's been doing this because Stevie Turner took the job as the Evolve general manager, a.k.a. Prime Minister, and Robert Stone was not happy. He is a big crybaby. And he decided, well, I want to go to TNA and take over that job. Are you freaking seriously kidding me with this, Robert Stone? But, yeah, Corderas did eject Tessa Blanchard from ringside during the matchup, but, like I said, Stone and Crawford won the match. Eric Young in Northern Armory addresses Moose. Moose confronts him along with JDC. And then and it seems like the Northern Armory's got a new set of enemies. And now the system's got a new set of enemies in the Northern Armory. You know what? Maybe Eric Young's going to dig down deep and stuff, find him, so get that psychotic attitude to help him knock off the system. Meanwhile, George Iceman introduced Heather by Elegance, but he presents the newest member of the Elegance brand, no longer Maggie Lee, but M by Elegance. And then Maggie Lee comes out, M by Elegance comes out, does her thing. And then they were interrupted by Harley Hudson and Myla Grace. And they say, you want to interrupt us? Well, we're trying to talk about our journey to TNA. We're going to interrupt you. They grabbed champagne, bubbles of champagne, says cheers, cheers. And they splashed the drinks all over M by Elegance. And believe me, I think Harley Hudson and Myla Grace could be the next Knockouts Tag Team Champions. Do you think? Then the main event, the international title on the line, Steve Macklin versus Matt Cardona. Heck of a matchup it was, with Macklin winning the title. And then at the end, Mike Santana addressed the TNA World Title, says he'll get it on Tuesday. And then he does most of his talking in the ring. So, that is all the time for episode 2282 of the show. Tomorrow we got the strategy, the game of strategy, luck, knowledge, and daring bullseye. Can't wait for that. Not only that, though, ladies and gentlemen, can't wait SmackDown tomorrow night as well. So I will see you guys later, and hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. Get some sleep, huh? I'm gonna get some sleep after I upload this video. Good night, everybody, and until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and do it for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 telepictures and distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.